Baruch Hashem. That last video, I think I mentioned in some other previous videos that I'm a security guard here at Sundance Lakes RV Resort, and I work just 2 nights a week. And I try to schedule a time to make these videos, later at night, so there'll be less vehicles coming in. And when the vehicles come in, I have to stop what I'm doing and check them out. So that last video I was making, which is very depressing because I was getting so involved in it, where somebody did pull up and had to break away, and see who that person was that came in, which was a resident of this Sundance Lakes RV Resort. So I had to find a way to edit that previous video, if I can. If I can't, then then you'll see me react to that car that pulled up. Anyway, that's that. Well, anyway, let me share this if I may. Almighty God made me the way I am, so I can speak what Almighty God wants spoken, do what Almighty God wants done, and write what Almighty God wants written. And that way I can go up against the whole world, just like David. He went up against Goliath. Well, the Moshiach, myself, I'm going against the whole world. And the whole world can't influence me or intimidate me or do anything at all to prevent me from speaking what Almighty God wants spoken, do what Almighty God wants done, and write what Almighty God wants written. There's nothing this world can do about it. I'm here. Almighty God is in charge of the world. He's in charge of the world. He's in charge of things that happen within the world. He puts whatever He wants to in charge of the kingdoms of the world. And democracy. In fact, it was just this month when the United States was voting for the President of the United States. And the current President also was going for another term. And anyway, it's a democracy where people vote to who they want to lead them to be the President of the United States. Well, it's interesting in a democracy. Now, I shared this many times. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. And I shared it many times in other videos and other writings. That Almighty God puts whoever He wants to in charge of the kingdoms of the world. He puts whoever He wants in charge of the United States. Now, how He does that is, He places the thoughts within the minds of the voters, so the voters can vote according to Almighty God's holy will. So whoever Almighty God wants to be part of or be the President of the United States, Almighty God puts those thoughts in the minds of the voters, so the minds of the voters can vote according to Almighty God's holy will. And that way, the President is exactly what Almighty God wanted him to be, to rule over the United States. And any democracy is that way. Almighty God manages according to His will, and it's coming to pass. And He meant there's people who are there's people who die, and people may question, why did this person die and that person die, when Almighty God could have prevented it. Look at me. If you're not blinded, go to that website, theholyjewishmoshiach.com, and start from 1946 on, and all those miracles where Almighty God kept me alive all those miracles. He did not want me dead. I am the Moshiach, saith the Lord thy God of Israel. So, if Almighty God can keep me alive through all those miracles, and the miracles in the future, it's a miracle. It is a miracle when King David went up against Goliath and defeated Goliath, how big Goliath was. Enormous he was compared to David when he was a little boy going against this giant, which was an adult male giant. That was a miracle that the stone was able to kill Goliath, and David cut Goliath's head off. Well, think of the Moshiach. Think of myself. I'm going against the whole world. The whole world I'm going against. The whole world. The people out there want to kill me. Satan hates my guts and wants me dead. So anyone who goes against me is on Satan's side. Almighty God is keeping me alive. So, think of that. There are snipers out there that may want to kill me. I do not have a bulletproof vest. I do not have a bulletproof vehicle. I do not have bodyguards. I do not have anything physical that can protect me. But I have the greatest of the universe to protect me. I have Almighty God, the God of Israel, to protect me. And He's doing a great job. Look at those miracles within my life. Go to that website. Don't be so stupid. Go to the website, theholyjewishmashiach.com, and start from 1946 on, and see all the miracles. Almighty God does not want me dead. So, going back to people that are dying, and the mothers and fathers, they say, well, like in this case of the Zimbalin, I guess, issue, where that boy was killed. Well, Almighty God knows the future. He knows the future. And He knows what's going to happen in the future. So Almighty God let that come to pass. That boy died, so he would not be an issue further on in life. They do much worse. Almighty God controls the world. Read those. In fact, you can go to, if you ever have the opportunity to read the DVDs that I'd made for Almighty God, that also shares, just like the videos, but that shares, some of them, in fact all of them I think are over an hour long, except about two of them, which is the DVDs of earthquakes and such like that, but I'm not speaking about that. But the ones that are hour long, I think there's about 30 some of them, 33 DVDs, each one of them is an hour long, or more, of the miracles. And that only went up to, I think, the 80s. I didn't cover the 90s and the 2000s and all the way up to now. But if you had the DVDs, you know that I cannot die, because I'm protected by Almighty God. So, if a person does die, Almighty God knows in the future what an issue may be in the future, and He may stop it. He may stop that person from living, so He may cause them to die now. But you don't know Almighty God's thoughts. Whatever Almighty God decides, look at my life. He didn't want me dead, I'm not dead. I'm not going to die because I'm protected by Almighty God. But the ones who are dying, Almighty God did not prevent them. If He wanted to prevent them, they would not have come to pass, saith the Lord thy God of Israel. So it happens. Get over it, because there's going to be millions and millions and millions are going to die. Within the days of Noah, the whole world died. Babies, adolescent, children, teenagers, mothers, fathers, women that are pregnant, they died. Grandfathers, grandmothers, husbands and wives. The whole world died. The whole world died except for Noah and his family and the animals. So, if a child dies now, or whatever the case is, that it was maybe to prevent something from happening in the future that would be much worse. That person may have done something even worse to others in the future. You don't know. But Almighty God knows. So whatever happens, these earthquakes coming to pass, and these storms, and these tornadoes, Almighty God could have prevented them from coming to pass. But He didn't prevent them. And they came to pass. And they killed, and they destroyed. Almighty God is not going to prevent Armageddon from coming to pass. Unless the whole world changes. If the whole world changes, then yes, there'd be no need for Armageddon. Because the whole world become righteous, and the whole world be obedient to Almighty God, and they'll be all part of Israel, and they'll submit to Israel, and they'll be obedient to Almighty God, because it's a requirement, it's mandatory to be part of Israel. And if the whole world submits to Israel, they will be forgiven, and they will receive the whole new covenant. So if that comes to pass, then yes, Armageddon will not come to pass. Just like in the days of Jonah. Jonah in Nineveh. It's interesting. He went there to tell Nineveh, the town, and the elders that it's going to be destroyed if they didn't change. Well, the town changed, and they survived. So the same thing applies now. That the whole world wants to submit and be obedient to Almighty God and submit to the whole house of Israel, there'll be no need for Armageddon. But I say one thing, and I will swear this on Almighty God's holy name. All those who have slandered my holy name, spoke ill of me, denied me, and laughed at me, they will surely die, along with their families, along with their mothers and their fathers, and their children, and their sisters and their brothers, and their wives and husbands. They will all die, because it has to be an example for now and in the future. So eternity from now, they can look upon the history and say, well, don't ever go against the Moshiach, because you'll lose more than your life. You lose your family's life. You lose your children. You lose your mother and your father. And that will prevent people from going against the Moshiach and going against Almighty God. Yes. Baruch Hashem, Adonai, Elohim.